Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice, Scoresheets, top 10. Let's start it off. Let's not waste a lot of time. Status Pro Baseball, the 70s. Oh boy, this is poorly designed. We're going to look at the criteria of overall appeal, space in inning boxes, rows for pitchers, key components, and efficient use of space. The top 10 Scoresheets, take two. This should be much better. Kind of cleaned it up a little bit. Probably eliminate the first version, which was the fun version, all the warts and all. All right, a Status Pro, and Status Pro scores poorly in all the categories. Overall appeal, this is an old piece of, work here that does not appeal to anybody anymore. Space in innings, very, very limited. Good luck writing in those little boxes. Rows for pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it qualifies for that, but they add a bunch of weird stuff over here, and the boxes are really small. I gave it a 1. Key components. It's got key components, but it's missing a place for notes. It's missing a baseball field. It's missing a bunch of stuff, and it just wastes a lot of space here in general. So these are not key components. And then finally, efficiency of overall space. Very, very poorly done. Has basically divided the page in two, where in this side you need a lot of space, and it gave you very limited space. On this side, you don't really need all this stuff. So it's a disaster from top to bottom. 5 points. Number 10 on the list. Number 9 on the list, APA Baseball. And what happens with APA Baseball? Well, we scored a 1 overall appeal. It's off balance. It's all over the place. It's non-symmetrical. 2, space in innings and boxes. Very, very tiny. Pretty ridiculous. Very small areas to write names. Names won't fit in those lines. Then a 1 for rows for pitchers. It's kind of got everything crunched up. The spacing is all off. I don't like that. Then you got a 2 for key components. It's got the scoreboard. It's got both visiting and home teams. It's got pitcher location. Maybe it's some notes here. It's missing a baseball field. We got a 2 for that. And finally, efficiency of overall space, the use of space. And this is all over the place. I don't even know what this stuff is here. This is real complicated, silly, not needed. It only goes up to 10 innings. You need more than that. This was basically 6 points, and this is number 9 on the list. Number 8 on the list, On Base Baseball. We kind of reviewed this a little bit. Overall appeal, I think it's pretty nice. It's modern, and it's a 2. A 1 space for the inning boxes. I'd say it's uncomfortable for people because this is like 1 out, 2 outs, 3 outs, and then you got to do a line. 1 out, 2 out, 3 outs. So I don't know if guys are going to like that. There's only 4 slots for pitchers. In modern baseball, you need at least 7. And then it adds, of course, WAR and some other things here that you can't generally use. And even with the game, you already have the pitcher card out. So I gave that a 1. A 1 for key components. It has key components, but it's really missing note-taking location, although you could take notes here, but it's not clearly defined. There's no field, so you can put any information for it wastes a lot of space here. I don't think that. So efficiency overall is also, this one's going to be a 2, so it is a 7. It's number 8 in our list of top 10 on-base baseball. Okay, number 7 in our list of on-base baseball is going to be Baseball Research Sim. You can hardly read that, but what is amazing about this is the font is beautiful and it's large. Great, you can see the teams. It's all done for you. So it got a 3 for overall appeal. It'll help out a lot of guys. Space in the innings boxes, only goes up to 10. And they're a little bit tight. It's a 2. A 1 and a 1 for pitchers. This is a total loss. It should be a 0. I don't know what this is. There's no lines. This is kind of their own invention. I don't know works. It doesn't work for me. Then you get a 1 for key components. Again, there's no pitcher slots. Gets a 1 for that. And finally, efficiency of overall space. It loses points for that. It's a 1 as well. Total points is 6, 7, 8, and it is number 7 on the list. All right. The next one is Stratimatic Appeal, where there's tons of Strat fans. And if I say it's not a great chart, they're going to kill me. It is very appealing to lots of people. But 2, in terms of the space in the innings boxes, there's only enough for 1 team, not for 2 teams. So that gets a 2. I was generous, a 2 for rows, 4 pitchers. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad, but I gave it a 2 simply because it's only 1 team. Then you get key components. You're missing a ball field. You're missing the other team. So I gave it a 1. And finally, efficiency of overall use of space is a 1 because it just is for 1 team, and that makes no sense. All right. Number 5 on the list. This is Replay Baseball. This is my favorite. Unfortunately, not the top rated. It's number 5 on the list. It's very well balanced. I gave it a 2 for appeal. I gave it a 2 for inning space in the boxes. I could give it a 1. Rows for pitchers, it's plenty. Gives you lots of space for that. I gave it a 2 for that. Overall, the key components and efficiency is also going to get 2. And overall, it's going to get, if it didn't waste the space, it would be at the top. Wastes a lot of space there. And that's primarily, I would like to see notes at the top. And but this got 9 points. Actually, I'm sorry, 10 points. And it is at number 5. Number 4 on the list is History Maker Baseball. Yes, sirree. So it got a 1 for overall appeal. It got a 2 for space in the innings boxes. Okay. Again, because it's a 1, 2, 3 out, then you got to put a line 1, 2, 3 out. It's not a 9 inning, so it got a 2. A lot of guys are not going to get used to that. Rows for pitchers, it got a top score. Key components, it got a 2. Again, it doesn't really have a ball field. I like that, so I can put my defensive players in there. And efficiency overall is a 2. It's just it has the home team on top and the visitor team at the bottom. Doesn't make sense to me. So this is number 4. History Maker Baseball, you get that free. Most of these are free. All of these are free pretty much on the sites. This was sent to me by one of our gamers, and he created an inside pitch a scorecard, and this was scored a 2 for overall appeal, a 3 for innings space in the boxes, that's high, a 3 for spots for pitchers, it has a ton of spots. Key components, it pretty much scored a 2. I would say there's this is a little bit of wasted space. And finally, number 5, efficient use of space, it got a 2 because unfortunately it's an 8.5 by 14. It's bigger than all the others. Look at that. Bigger than all the others. All right. So we go to number 2 on the list, and it is Payoff Pitch. Pop. It's a fun game, easy to play, beautiful cards. Number 2 on the list. And let's see what it scored. This has got 13 points. And let's make sure this one, yep, had 12 points, 13 points. 14 points. Oh no, this is number 3 on the list. Oh God. This is number 3. I got number 2, and then I got number 1. Let's go back. So this would be number 4. This would be number 5. This would be number 6. The second time I screw this up. Number 7. Number 8, number 9, and number 10. And this will be number 10, Appa. Oh, no, that's not. It's got to be number 9. So that's where we screwed up. We got one too many in here, so we're going to have to dump one. And that's the thing. We got one too many. And that's the issue we have. We have 11, so we'll make a tie for first place. That's what we'll do. So, problem solved. Because I can't do this anymore. That was History Maker Baseball number 3, and the last two are going to be tied for number 1. And so this is number 2, the way we had it. So everything stays the way we had it. This is Pop number 2. What did it score? It scored 13 points. 3 for overall appeal. Pop's a popular game. Space in innings boxes, it's a 2, but it's got a lot of boxes, but they're not that large. 3 for boxes for pitchers, that all works. It's a 3. Key components is a 3. And finally, overall efficient use of space, we're going to give it a 2 simply because it doesn't have a ball field. Add a ball field right there so I can add some data. All right, that was number 2. Tied for first. Digi Dugout, although Digi Dugout is going to get hit because for one reason, it's got a 3 in all the areas and all the criteria. The only hit it takes is because of overall efficient use of space. It's got, I'm going to give it a 3, 3, 3, 12, and then 3, 3, 3, 3, 12, and then it's going to get a, it's going to have to be you know what? We're going to make it a tie for second place with 13 because I cannot. It's going to be a 3, 3, 3. So it's 3 in overall appeal, a 3 in spaces in the boxes, a 3 in 3 is the highest you can get. 3 is in rows for pitchers. 3 is in key components, but a 1 for efficient use of overall space. DigiDugout.com. It's pre-filled because of the size of the font. You can't read these. You can't read the names. Very small, no good. Second place, unfortunately, second place. I threw that down to second place. And number 1, the best, Back to Basics Baseball. And I'm going to give it 3 all the way around. Okay, appeal to everybody, no, but this is a must if you are into Back to Basics. It is a must. It's got 3 in terms of space in the innings. It works. It's got 3 in pitchers spaces. It works. It's got key components. It's got everything you need, and it's efficient use of overall space. I'm going to make it a 15, and that is going to be, actually, it was a 14, and I will give the overall appeal a 2. So it is 14, and that will be number 1. 13. So we had a tie for second place, and with 14 points, 1 shy of 100%. So this is like 95%, right? Back to Basics. It's got everything you need, except not many people play Back to Basics. If you don't, check it out. It's a fun game, except you have to write in all the data. It doesn't really come with cards. I think there's some card sets, and that's the deal. Top 10 score sheets. Again, this is a rough draft. The more times I do it, the better it'll get. But this is better than the first one. The first one was pretty confusing since I didn't have really an official top 10. And this one I had a tie for second because at the end I had an extra score sheet, which would made it 11, and I didn't bother to count them before I started. I got rid of some because I had too many ties, and I fixed the numbering, and I kind of rescored them a little bit just to adjust it to make it easier to follow. But the best score sheet here for any game probably is Back to Basics because you can't play it without a score sheet. It's because it doesn't really have cards. But Digi Dugout is number 2, tied for number 2 with Payoff Pitch, probably the 2 best scorecards. I use Payoff Pitch a lot. I use Digi Dugout a lot, but I usually also use number 4, number 5, number 6. I use probably this one, number 6. And that is the Replay Baseball. I use that the most. So anyway, this is Cards and Dice TV. See you later. Hope it was a little bit closer to a top 10.